Hello, Maria here again. I'm the woman who shared with you all the secrets, or well, some of the secrets anyway, strategies for making money on Fiverr. Y'all know what to do. I need you to subscribe. I need you to hit the bell and also the like button, okay? Because I always got a lot of great information to share with you. I have been successful on Fiverr. I've made over $1,000 some as a new seller. I've been a buyer for a long time, but recently became a seller. Wasn't sure if I can make money on Fiverr. But listen, on my first video, I actually have the documentation, so it's not just talk. I actually have I show my earnings statement on Fiverr, and it's increased since I've made that initial video. So I share all my strategies and all of that. So today I want to talk about creating a certain mindset. I'm an avid reader. And just saying, I want to be successful, or I want to, get on Fiverr, or I want to, fulfill my dream. That's one thing. That's beautiful. But creating that certain mindset, the law of attraction, what is it that you really, really want? So I want to share a few books with you today that I think could be helpful for you. I will hopefully share some books in the future with you that have been very, very helpful for me in terms of creating a certain mindset. So it's not just about creating money. It's not just about money, but it's also creating a certain mindset, a certain state of mind, certain energy that in terms of attracting what it is that you want for your life. Also, it's not just about attracting money for yourself, but also it's the law of reciprocity. So when you receive, you also want to be generous and give. Anytime I give generously and it's from the heart, real talk, I never regret it. I never say later, well, if I wish I hadn't have given this or donated this to this particular cause or been very generous with the tip for this particular individual. So I never regret it. So you want to be free in your heart and all of that in terms of money, in terms of success, knowing what it is that you really, really want and getting, again, that right mindset. So today I'm going to share with you 4 books that have been very instrumental in helping me to create a certain mindset. And I'm still growing, so I'm not trying to make it sound like, I'm all that in a bag of chips, because I'm not. I'm a child of God, and I'm growing, and I want to share with you because I want you to be at the top. I want you to be successful, and you can be successful. There are people on Fiverr who are selling all sorts of services. Let me tell you this really quick story. I was talking with my niece, and she needed some legal assistance. She needed someone to help her write a legal letter, without hiring a lawyer and spending thousands of dollars. I said, why don't you go on Fiverr? There may be someone on there who has a legal background, who can do exactly what you want them to do, use the proper legalese in terms of preparing a letter for you. Well, anyway, let me stop, because the rest is history. Before she got on Fiverr good and started searching for someone with a legal background, an attorney is on Fiverr. There are attorneys on there who are doing a little side hustle. And that's why I'm telling you, you can get on Fiverr and really sell your talents and your skills, but you got to come correct. And also, again, that mindset. So let me begin without any further ado, as they say. Let me begin to share some books with you. And just hang in there with me. Again, don't forget to subscribe. So the first book I want to share with you is by Dr. Norman Vincent Peale. And this is the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. So this is a book that was written probably, I think, in the 1950s. And this book is a classic. So this book basically it proved to be a bestseller. And this book talks about how to go about creating a certain mindset, not just for that one particular something that you're looking to make happen in your life, but just adapting that type of mindset ongoing, just in life in general. Now, this is a little personal note. I was able to I went to the store this morning. Matter of fact, it was Trader Joe's. Now, they don't pay me a dime. I'm not promoting them, but that is one of my favorite stores. So I went to Trader Joe's today, and I don't go to the store that often. So I wanted to get, enough stuff, as they call it, stocking up. So I went to the store, and I was able to get what I wanted without looking at the receipt and staring at it and making sure, everything was calculated correctly. So when I was purchasing it, and I was thinking, I'm so grateful to be able to purchase what I want without any hesitation. And also be generous and giving and loving and all of that. Not just be selfish. Okay, I can go to the store and get whatever I want. But also, sharing, giving, and being able, just being in a mindset, of gratitude. So I really, really strive to have a mindset of gratitude. So back to this book, The Power of Positive Thinking. This is a book that will inspire you, and it can make a difference in your life in terms of just, going about creating that certain mindset. And it's meant to be a mindset that stays with you and that you practice it every single moment of your life. It's not just about making money. And prosperity, by the way, is not just about making money, but it's a way of life. How you treat others, friendships, family relationships, just living and breathing and being able to enjoy life to whatever extent you consider enjoying life. So that's prosperity. Of course, we all want money. I know I do. And it certainly makes for a better life when you have money. But you want to have a certain mindset, not just about greed in terms of money, but also about understanding that money is meant to circulate. Money is meant to help improve your life, but it's not everything. But it certainly helps, though, by the way. So don't forget, again, to subscribe. The other book I want to share with you, and I love autobiographies. This one, can you see this one? This is a book, an autobiography by Berry Gordy. And the title of this book is Beloved. And To Be Loved. I stand corrected. To Be Loved. And I started reading this book, and I could barely put this book down. If you don't know who Berry Gordy is, well, shame on you. But anyway, he established Motown. And this man, he talks about when he was growing up as a child and how he had this certain mindset of one day I'm going to achieve greatness. But along with that mindset came, he's not a perfectionist, but he has a very, very high standard of what he wants. And so if you're not familiar with him, or just a little refresher, he's responsible for, and I'm going to read here, the Supremes, Smokey Robinson, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, Lionel Richie, the Temptations, the Four Tops, and the list goes on and on and on. He created Motown, but it didn't just start overnight. When he talks about in his book, when he was a child and how he had this mindset of one day I'm going to do something big. And he's actually a songwriter. I didn't really realize that he was a songwriter. So he's a songwriter, and people were kind of saying, oh, you know what? You can, you're a songwriter. Why don't you just go back and do an 8 to 5? This is a true story. I'm going to share with you. He was working. He actually decided to get a 8 to 5 job, which was against his whole entrepreneurial spirit. He got the job, and someone helped him in the family saying, you know what, you need to get 8 to 5 and forget about all that big dreaming about one day you're going to, make some money or you're going to be successful. Just go get a regular job. What's your problem? He did get a regular job at 8 to 5, and he was on the job for maybe a year. And he was sitting, he said, I think this is how the story goes, but it's very similar. You get the point. He was having lunch with the rest of the guys, and they were saying they couldn't wait for their 30 years to be up so they could retire and, and sit back and go fishing or whatever else. And a light went on. He said, I have to wait for 30 years to retire, to have a good life? I don't think so. That's not for me. So he quit his job. Of course, he got flack from the family, but the rest is history. The man is a multi-millionaire. He's in his 90s, and he's doing well. I think he sold Motown or whatever. And he has and in the story, he talks about being giving and supportive and all of that. I love his mindset. Again, it's not just about making money, but it's also about having a certain mindset of giving, of loving, of caring, of being humane, all of that. Okay. All right. So moving right along here, this is another book I love. I read this years and years and years ago. And this book is Your Infinite Power to Be Rich by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And he again talks about the law of attraction. You know, you hear a lot about the law of attraction now, but he actually was one of the pioneers in terms of talking about helping individuals understand the power of their mind and how they could create their own life through certain thoughts. You know, they said, change your mind, change your life. And so Dr. Joseph Murphy was one of my first reads back in the day. And basically, I'm just going to read a little bit to you here. And he says, how this book is about how the law of attraction will lead you to wealth and happiness. Why a grateful heart attracts riches. So it's what I'm talking about, being grateful, not just, oh, I want to make a bunch of money and then, you know, hoarding it or keeping it all for yourself and not being generous and caring about others and sharing. All right, lastly, this is one of my all-time favorites, and this book is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Dr. Stephen Covey. He's passed on. He had a very tragic accident, which saddened me, but nonetheless, he left this legacy. This book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and I quote this. He says, start with the end in mind. In other words, we all know we're going to leave this, this earthly body at some point. But Dr. Covey said, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want to achieve in your life? So don't just go through life willy-nilly, sitting up looking at the news all day, like when's the next case and what happened to this person and who did whatever. Not just sitting up looking at the news all day. It doesn't mean we don't need to be informed. But what he's basically saying is get busy and start working towards whatever type of life you want to have. So think about the end in mind. One day we're going to be saying, we don't want to say this, rather, woulda, coulda, shoulda. When that day comes, woulda, coulda, shoulda. So this is we're in the now right now. So it's called being mindful, being wakeful. This is our now, right here, right now. So 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is a beautiful book, and I love it. And this is stays in my library. This is a little personal note. I moved from the Bay Area, probably about a year ago now, and I had a whole stash of books. And I had a sale, I live in Southern California now, and I had a sale, and I have tons of books, and books are very heavy to ship. I don't know if you realize that or not. So I said, well, let me get rid of a bunch of my books. So I started, I opened had a big sale, and people were coming in and buying books. And I said, wait a minute. I don't want to sell all my books. I love my books. These books are very, very comforting to me, and I love hardback too. I haven't done any Kindle or anything. So I really love so I said, okay, I'm not selling any more books. I don't care how much it costs. I'm going to pack my books up, the remainder of my books, and I'm taking them with me. And that's exactly what I've done. And I just wasn't going to let this one go. And this book has gotten all dog-eared and everything else because I've read it from cover to cover 2 and 3 times. I reference it. And this book, among my other books, helped to keep me afloat, in terms of, again, creating that mindset. This man, Barry Gordy, I fell in love with him. Plus, he's a Sagittarius, and so am I. So I actually relate to him very, very well. He came from very humble beginnings, and as I said, the rest is history. You hear the background noise out there? I got my door open because I am in Southern California, and it's warm today, believe it or not, even though this is the 1st of November. All right, so I think that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button. Leave some comments and let me know what you think. If there's anything I can help you with in terms of getting on Fiverr and you get stuck or you have some questions or whatever, leave comments for me and I will get back with you, or questions. I will get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Okay? Because I want to see you at the top. If they can do it on Fiverr, I can do it on Fiverr. You can do it on Fiverr. By do it, I mean make some money, be successful, of course, with the right mindset. All right, so much for now, so much for this time around, and I look forward to connecting with you again. All right, so I'll see you at the top. Y'all know what to do. Bye bye for now. Maria here.